Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Wednesday on which Liverpool have travelled north to Glasgow to face Rangers in the Champions League. The Battle of Britain Part 2, people would have you believe. Liverpool versus Championship side Part 2 is how I would view it. We obviously have some injuries ahead of tonight's game. Naby still out, Ox back in training, but not quite ready as yet. Probably another couple of weeks away. Joel Matip out for a couple of weeks. Trent out for a couple of weeks. Luis Diaz out for a couple of weeks. Andy Robertson back in training, though, and it does look like Curtis Jones is back and close to full fitness. He's in the squad for tonight. Calvin Ramsey, unfortunately, is not, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But things will start to pick up. They always do. They always do. Should be a good game tonight. We beat them 2-0 last week. It'd be nice to score an open play goal against them. As I said, they're a championship level side. They are worth, a bit of respect because the crowd will be very, very raucous tonight. They will be doing their chants and making lots and lots of noise from very early on, probably an hour before kickoff. Ibrox on a big European night is one of the best grounds in Europe. There's no way to deny it. It just is. And they don't really care at the occasion. The Anfield crowd, they've seen big nights. So until it gets to the knockout phases, the Anfield crowd doesn't really swing into gear. Whereas the Ibrox crowd will always show up for European football. That's just, I suppose, when you've, been liquidated and the club that currently exists is only 11 years old or whatever it is, you've been through that trauma of seeing your football club disappear and whatever else, you do learn to appreciate those smaller things. This is Anfield have their 10 key things to know ahead of tonight's game. Big occasion at Ibrox. Obviously, Liverpool's first ever competitive game at Ibrox. A decisive game for both sides. A win here should put Liverpool pretty much through to the knockout phases. You wouldn't expect that Ajax will go to Naples and get much of anything, having lost 6-1 at home. It's hard to see them getting a result in Naples. Napoli are in tremendous form right now, maybe the most informed team in Europe. And if Ajax lose, a Liverpool win will put us on 9 points, Ajax on 3. You would expect Ajax to beat Rangers. That would give them 6. You wouldn't expect Liverpool to get much against Napoli, all things considered, unless Napoli decide to rest players. But a draw with Ajax should be enough then to see us through. So, how did Rangers get on at the weekend? They beat St Mirren 4-0. Changes on the horizon for Liverpool. When asked to explain why he named the same lineup against Arsenal on Sunday, Jurgen Klopp acknowledged he would have to make changes against Rangers anyway, especially with Manchester City on the horizon, and won't that be fun? What's the latest on Luis Diaz and Trent? Luis Diaz likely sidelined until December, so we won't see him until after the World Cup break. And Trent will be back in a couple of weeks, as we said yesterday. Same thing with Joel Matip. Calvin Ramsey, I don't really know what the issue is with him. The club have been very quiet about it. And It may be something linked with growing pains. We don't quite know. But look, the positives are getting Ox back, getting Curtis back, and getting Andy Robertson back. So that's at least three players who can play a part. Mohamed Salah could equal a record with a goal in this match. He would join Didier Drogba and Sergio Aguero on 36 goals scored for a single English club in the Champions League proper. He has 36 for Liverpool in the Champions League at the minute, but one came in a qualifier. If he can score two tonight, he would have that record all to himself. Only Drogba has scored more goals among African players in the Champions League. He has 44. Obviously, I think some came for Marseille and some came probably for Galatasaray. Vincic in the middle. Slavko Vincic from Slovenia will be tonight's referee. He refereed the Europa League final. I seem to remember he did a pretty good job in that game, but who knows? Michael Oliver is meant to be the best referee in the Premier League, and we saw what he cooked up at the weekend. They've also got a couple of suggested 11s here. Alisson, Gomez, Kanate, Virgil, Costas, Fabinho, Milner, Salah, Bobby, Jota, Nunez. Not really sure there's much option at the minute. Not really sure Jurgen has any choice other than to play that group of players. I don't imagine he'll start Henderson again after he played 90 at Arsenal. I don't think he'll start Thiago and risk him ahead of City. The midfield options were never nearly as strong as Jurgen made them out to be, but with a few injuries, they are problematic. It kind of has to be that team, doesn't it? Unless he plays Harvey or perhaps Carvalho off the left. Carvalho off the left or Harvey off the right if he wants to give Mo a bit of a rest. But with Mo coming off against Arsenal, I assume he'll play the 90. The other option here is, it should already be thrown out. It's Alisson in goal, Milner at right back. Nobody wants to see that. One of their wingers will roast him. Gomez and Van Dijk in the middle, Costas at left back, Elliott, Fabinho, and Carvalho as the midfield three. I think we saw enough of that against Everton to know it's not really an option. Now, if Curtis Jones is fit, maybe he could play, I don't know, 60, maybe. We don't really know the full extent of what the injury was. So we're sort of learning as we go. The ex-Liverpool youngster who kept out Manchester City in the Champions League. So if you were watching City last night, you will have seen Camille Grabara looking like Batman in his mask to protect, I think it's a broken cheekbone he suffered in pre-season. And he kept a clean sheet against Manchester City yesterday. Saved a penalty from Riyad Mahrez. Did let one in from Rodri, a goal in from Rodri, but it was ruled out, and rightly so. And he made a bunch of good saves. I thought he had a very good game. City obviously played 60 minutes with 10 men, which put them at a bit of a disadvantage, but still a pretty poor result for Manchester City. Liverpool women duo helped their country qualify for the World Cup for the first time. Two of Liverpool's key players, including the club captain, made history by helping their country qualify for their first World Cup on Tuesday evening. Niamh Fahey and Megan Campbell played the full 90 for Ireland as we beat the Scots. Sit down, Eddie Gibbs, and we qualified for the World Cup. It's a massive moment for women's football in Ireland. Obviously, there's a third Irish international at Liverpool, Leanne Kiernan. She's out injured at the moment. It was a big loss yesterday, but what a tremendous achievement by those women, and congrats to them. And commiserations to the Scots. It's a shame both can't go. two Liverpool returnees who are not in the squad to face Rangers. Oh, Curtis Jones is not in the squad. So you can forget what I said earlier. Curtis Jones not in the squad. Ox obviously not in the squad because he's not ready yet. Disappointed that Curtis isn't there, but obviously they want to be as careful as possible. So it probably does mean Milner has to play in midfield. It's an abomination. Said before the season, if James Milner starts a single Premier League or Champions League game, the summer has been a failure. He has started many of those games, and the summer was a failure. As simple as that. Jurgen had a nice dig at Didi Hamann, which I did enjoy. What else do we have? Liverpool team versus Rangers predicted as Fabinho and Darwin Núñez in, but Jordan Henderson out. Well, Henderson will be rested. He should be dropped, but he will be rested for this one. Matt Addison goes for Alisson. He goes fairly strong. He goes Alisson, Gomez, Kanate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Firmino, Jota, Núñez. So he goes basically as strong as we can go. Says a 2-0 win to Liverpool. You'd be a little bit disappointed if we play that 11 and only win 2-0. James Martin, he goes for basically the same team, and he predicts a 2-1. Josh Williams, he suggests basically the same team, but with Henderson in for Thiago, and also a 2-1. I can understand his 2-1, but no, the other two picked our best 11, our best available 11, and like if we can't beat Rangers comfortably with that team, then serious questions need to start being asked again. Liverpool should spot 36 million Arsenal transfer chance as Mikel Arteta model ignores vital FSG stage. What is this? Oh, it's about Martinelli. It's about Martinelli. He would cost a lot more than 36 million. Maybe that's his value on transfer market. How Liverpool midfield could look in 2023 with double Jurgen Klopp transfer and 4 exits. I'm not going to read that. PSG issue Kylian Mbappe's statement amid Liverpool transfer claim as Reds ready to pay 5 million today. I'm assuming the 5 million is not Mbappe related. Jurgen Klopp takes on criticism but was left unimpressed by Didi Hamann's comments. Yeah, I mean, the Mbappe thing is hilarious. He signed a contract in the summer and now wants to leave. Reports from France are that we are apparently the club that they would be willing to sell him to, not Real Madrid, that they might want Salah and cash. We're not going to sign Mbappe. We're just not going to sign Mbappe. Liverpool are set to face a bill of €5 million if Darwin Núñez makes another appearance, because there's a clause in the contract that they pay an extra 5 million add-on once he's played 10 matches. That's fine. That's fine. We don't need to get too deep on that one. Liverpool decision has been taken out of their hands as Jurgen Klopp set for Man City boost. This is the decision whether to play Ibu or Joel against City. Obviously, Ibu should be the choice because he's bigger, he's stronger, he's quicker, he's more physical, and he might just flat out be better. Pep has tried his usual malarkey of saying that he doesn't know if Haaland will be fit or not. And I saw someone say on Twitter, don't be surprised if there's 2 Haalands up front, because Pep is a notorious liar when it comes to these things. Here's the midfield thing. Thiago, so Liverpool midfield options at the moment. Thiago, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, certainties to remain. Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and James Milner out of contract at the end of the season. Curtis Jones, Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, young players who still need time to develop and to find their best role. Two of them just aren't midfielders. And Arthur Melo, who's obviously not going to be staying at the club. Tyler Morton's been on loan. He'll need multiple loans. Ishmael Bennacer, Nicolo Barella, Jude Bellingham, Marcelo Brozovic. These are all just regurgitated names. There's no real thought been put into this piece. No real thought at all. That'll do that. AnfieldIndex.com. It's a nice little website here. A piece up, can Jurgen Klopp build another great Liverpool team? Written by Stephen Smith. Do check that one out. And there is a new Under Pressure pod, Under No Pressure. Dan Kennett, Dan Rhodes, Phil Barter and Simon Brundish taking a look at the mess that was the Arsenal game and the greater Liverpool picture. So give that one a listen. And that'll do me for today, folks. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a pleasant evening. And hopefully the Reds won't spoil it for you. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.